Let us close our eyes. We will chant Om three times. Let's take a normal breath in and breathe out. Breathe in for Omkar. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Gananam Tvam Ganpatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmana Brahmanaspatana Shunvanno Visiddhi Sadhanam Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Let us call upon our Gurudev, our Ishtadev, to witness the Katha, to say the Katha, and let the Divine be the guiding light for whatever is to follow. Relax your shoulders, your forehead, your cheeks, thigh muscles. Have a smile on your face. And let's gently open our eyes. The importance of woman is not pronounced so well anywhere else in the world civilization as much as it has happened in our civilization. And why not? Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya Rupen Sanstita, Matra Rupen Sanstita, Shakti Rupen Sanstita, Prithvi Rupen Sanstita, Nidra Rupen Sanstita. So many ways in which Devi Shakti is manifested. The emotional turmoil, the physical turmoil that a woman has to go through during the process of childbirth, from conception till the birth, is immense. But a woman does not think that it is immense. For her, she ensures that it becomes an everyday thing for her. Because she knows that she is the one that is blessed with this ability to bring gods to the world. Maharaja Dashrath did not know that what he bore was God himself. But Maharani Kaushalya did. Bhagwan gave his Chaturbhuj darshan to Kaushalya Mata the moment he was born. That is the power of mother. Bhagwan Krishna had two of them, Devaki and Yashoda. And rather three of them, Gau Mata included. The power of woman is so deeply pronounced that when Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh wanted to test the power of a sati, sati means the woman whose only devotion lies in her husband. Sati is not the one who would jump into the funeral pyre. Nah. The very meaning of sati is who is absolutely pure from thoughts, from ideas, from her actions. And her devotion lies only to one human being. For her, even God does not take precedence as much as her husband does, because she knows that the moment they are united, no job of husband can happen without her. In our scriptures, it is mentioned that a woman is somebody without whom you can't even do yagyas. So if you are married and then you are thinking that I am going to do a yajna, that won't be done. It is not possible. It is system error. When Mata Sita was in the forest, so during that exile, Bhagwan Ram, Lakshmanji, Mata Sita, they visited an ashram of Muni Atri. Atri Muni. The wife of Atri Muni is Mata Anusuya. And what a power she held just because of her satitva. So she called upon Sita. Come Sita, you sit with me. Na? These guys are sitting together, you sit with me. She was so full of devotion and so full of motherly love that the moment she met Sita, she hugged Sita. And this is the same lady, Anusuya, who once made Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh little kids and kept these kids with her for a couple of months. And then their respective wives had to come and request Sati Anusuya to give them back their husbands in their original form. They were little kids, like, the toddlers. That is the power of Satitva. So Mata Anusuya told Sita Mata what is called Pativrat Dharma, and how the devotion only towards your husband is going to wake up immense powers in you. will make you invincible and will make you half the partner of all the merits of your husband. So it's like if husband is cooking the food, half of that food is yours automatically if you love him. If husband is doing penance, half of the tapas is automatically yours if you are not even doing your own tapa. This kind of luxury is not available anywhere else. Now, that does not mean that women cannot do tapas. Oh, they can, and they have done it. There was a female rishi, Gargi. What a great debater she was. Shastrarth Maharathi. The intelligence she showed was incomparable. So Sati Anusuya told Mata Sita that there are 4 types of Pativrata women, which actually goes for both the genders. Pativrata women as Patnivrata men also. But she spoke in the context of women because it's a women to women chat that they are having. And what did she say? She said that level 1 of Pativrata, or the highest level of Pativrata, is the Uttam Pativrata Nari. Who is Uttam Pativrata Nari? The one for whom practically no other man exists in the world than her husband. That is called the Uttam Pativrata. The second type of Pativrata was Madhyam Pativrata Nari. Who is Madhyam Pativrata Nari? The woman who looks at other men as either her son or her brother or her father. No fourth person. That means in your heart, let's say you have a friend, but to that friend also you have the eye and the devotion of the sort comparable to either a brother or a father or a son, depending upon the age, you can say. So the ones that are younger than you would be your sons, the one who would be more or less of similar age would be brothers, and the one who would be elder than you would be father. That's called Madhyam Pativrata. Then she said that these two are the best possible categories of the woman that one can reach. The Uttam level is very difficult to reach, but Madhyam level is also equally good. Then she talks about the third type of Pativrata Nari, and that is called Nimna. The one who would not look at other men because of some form of fear. That what if I look at some other men and somebody catches me, so it will be very embarrassing for me and my family. So the one who for Kul Maryada would not look at other men in that manner. She might have things in her heart, but she is not showing that. This is Nimna. And this is where the categorization becomes dark. You are still a Pativrata because you are in some way devoted to your husband, but not on your own accord and will. And this is the kind of ideal which good men and women do not espouse. We would never want our spouse to cheat on us. And we would never give this kind of knowledge to our kids also, that you go outside of the world, try multiple partners, cheat them. We don't do that. That is absolutely okay. That you got married, maybe things did not work out. But you never start with the idea that I am going to try multiple partners. Then what's the difference between us and the animals? And then Sati Anusuya talked about the fourth type of Prativrata, Adham. The one who would not go outside because of fear of not being caught, not lok lajja fear, because of fear of punishment. So the ideals that are to be espoused are of the top two buckets. And then she also said one thing. Then beyond that, there is no such thing called pativrata. And then if a lady still goes out, engages in extramarital, then she will have to go through hell for 1,000 births. So that was the gravity of situation when she explained it to Mata Sita. That this is the level, these are the ideals that as humans we should live by. We have gotten the human birth once. In 84 lakh species, this is only once we have gotten the chance to be humans, where we can think. We have wisdom. We can think what can be good for the long run, what can be bad for the long run, what kind of society we want to create. So normally Upadesh are not given from an animal to an animal. Upadesh are always given to humans. Humans are receiving Upadesh from both humans and animals. So when we talk about women of the highest ideals, Shastra has picked up 5 such women, and they are known as Panchakanya. These 5 women are the wife of Gautam Rishi, Ahilya. This is the first one. Not in that order. Second, Kunti, the mother of Pandavas. Third is Tara, the wife of Bali. Bali, the one who was killed by Bhagwan Ram. Bali, the older brother of Sugriv. So the sister-in-law of Sugriv. Tara. Fourth, Mandodari, the wife of Ravan. And fifth, Draupadi, the wife of Pandavas. No one else has gotten the title of Panch Mahakanya, Panchakanya. Not even Mata Sita. No. And anyway, she is Lakshmi. Why would she get the title of Panchakanya? And the commonality among these women was that they all endured great suffering. They all were very intelligent and full of knowledge. They all knew how to take good decisions during trying times. They all persevered a lot, and they all ensured that their husbands are told whenever they are going wrong. And most importantly, they tried to give the best of the wisdom to their kids. You pick up any, wherever there were kids, let's say Kunti, 5 kids. They were so united. In fact, 2 of them were born through Madri. 3 were Kuntis, but Kunti is known as the mother of 5 Pandavas because she reared them, and she never ever differentiated among her kids and Madri's sons. She gave them the knowledge that you got to be united, you got to be together, you have to espouse the highest ideals of Dharma. Same is the case with Mandodari. While Meghnath fought from the side of Ravan, Meghnath also warned Ravan that this is something which you are doing wrong, but I am going to side with you, father. I know who this person is. He is Brahma. You are not just realizing that. There is no way we can win him, but still I am going to fight for you. Meghnath was not something that showed the similar kind of ego and attitude as much as Ravan. Reason being his mother. Draupadi, while she was not around much with her kids, but whatever time she was around and the ecosystem she created with the fellow wife of Arjun, who ensured that the Draupadi's sons are taken care of well. That ensured that every single son gets the highest ideals of humanity. And when Draupadi met her sons, the very first son that she met was not even her own. That was Subhadra's son. The son that was born through Subhadra and Arjun, which was Abhimanyu. She considered Abhimanyu the eldest. Today, we are talking about that very Shakti called Draupadi. There is a misnomer in the legends that we see on TV that Mahabharat resulted from a comment in bad taste by Draupadi. We have seen that in programs, right? That one day Duryodhan came to Indraprasth on the invite of Yudhishthir, because Yudhishthir was doing a very big Rajasuya Yagya and he invited everybody. So, of course, his extended family he will invite. So, everybody from Hastinapur came along with Duryodhan, and Duryodhan was so amazed to see the marvelous castle of Yudhishthir. And he started to think that I want this. Why don't I have this kind of architecture in my home? He was greedy. So the way that court was structured, it was that if you look at a place where it appears to be water, it was not actually water, it was just an illusion. And wherever there were, let's say, rocks, those were not rocks, that was actually water. That was the kind of illusion that was there in that mahal. So he tried to step on a rock and he fell in the pool of water. And then, if you have seen the Mahabharata on TV, It says that Draupadi was watching from balcony and she started laughing and said, Andhe ka putra andha. Son of a blind man is going to be blind. That's why he fell. Duryodhana's father, Dhritarashtra, was a blind person. But in reality, in Mahabharata, Draupadi never said that. Draupadi never said that, Andhe ka putra andha. It is just a legendary story that has been popularized over many, many years. A person like Duryodhan would never want a provoking of Draupadi to create a war like Mahabharata. He already had this thing in his mind since the childhood. Because he could never see the sons of his uncle to take up the throne. Was he waiting for Draupadi to say something crass and then he would really do everything that he had to? Draupadi espoused the highest ideals. Draupadi was the daughter of King Draupad. She was born out of a fire. And in the previous birth, she asked for a boon from Mahadev that I want a husband who is Dharma incarnated, the one who is the very embodiment of Dharma, the one who is the best archer in the world, the one who is the best mace holder in the world, the one who is almighty, all powerful, the one whose perseverance level is the highest, and the one who is really beautiful, very pretty. And in this birth, when she was born, she got married to 5 Pandavas because Bhagwan Krishna said that these qualities can never be in just one person. So Yudhishthir was Dharma incarnated, Arjun was the best archer, the most powerful was Bhim, the most beautiful was Nakul, and the most perseverant was Sahadev. They lived peacefully for some time, but as it is said, that in the right people, in the people of highest ideals, comfort doesn't come easily because they have more responsibilities to perform. And one day, 5 Pandavas along with Draupadi were invited for a game of dice. We always bear whatever we do. Mahabharata tells us the things that we should not be doing. So even if you are the right people, you will still face consequences if you do something wrong. Pitama Bhishma did that, which was the very first character of our Katha series. So the 5 Pandavas sat, and at that time, Draupadi was menstruating. So she was in a separate room in her own mahal. She wasn't part of the court in any way. The game was going on there. She had no business to be there. It was her time for 4 days to rest. And then Duryodhan's Mamaji, Shakuni, made a very evil plan. He used his own dice that were rigged, and he played from Duryodhan's side. And nobody can do anything, because the one who was presiding over that meeting was King Dhritarashtra himself. And King Dhritarashtra was also the Tauji of Pandavas. And Yudhishthir knew how to revere, how to respect the elders. So whatever the elders are going to say, and that time he is not just his Tauji, he is also the king on whose invitation he has come to Hastinapur. So when the king ordered that yes, it is all right for Duryodhan to play through Shakuni, Yudhishthir did not say anything. And there was a wonderful analogy that was also given, that when a king goes to war, king himself doesn't fight. King is the one who is a strategist. King is the one who is going to ask his people to fight for him. I am his people. Shakuni said that. And then there was no point, no logic which could cut this one. And the game of dice started. Something which was pronounced as a fair game for the purpose of entertainment was actually an evil plan of Duryodhan, where he wanted to rip off every single shred of pride and every single shred of the money and the prosperity that the Yudhishthir had. One by one, Yudhishthir started losing. And game of dice, jua, dyut, gamble is a trap. Nobody should do that. Vidur says in Vidur Niti that a king must never gamble, because it's a trap. You will always get into that. You can think you are strong and you can get out of it whenever you want to, but nobody should ever gamble, especially the kings. And this is the same thing that Madalsa also taught her son Alark, that as a king, never gamble. So Yudhishthir started playing and he lost everything. And the money that he had was incomparable. In Sanskrit, the counting goes lakh, karod, arv, kharv, padm, neel, shank. And Yudhishthir had more money than multiple shanks. Now to get that back, because he had to ensure that his praja is taken care of, he has already given everything in that gamble, and now he is thinking that how should I get it back? Duryodhan is going to play havoc. So he started putting his brothers as bait, and one by one they all became slaves of Duryodhan. And finally, when nothing was left, he put Draupadi as the bait. The moment he put Draupadi as bet, Duryodhan became excited that this is my time. Duryodhan wanted to show everybody that he could not get the beautiful Draupadi in the Swayamvar of Draupadi. So this is the way she is going to come to him now. He wanted to humiliate her badly. This is the level to which he stooped. Unfortunately, Yudhishthir lost that bet as well, and Draupadi was dragged into the court in the situation while she was menstruating, dragged by her hair. And then they all were silent because they all were slaves of Duryodhana at that time. Nobody could do anything. They should have, but they had lost their entire power by playing that gamble. Power dwells in your heart, in your mind. When you are righteous, when you are dharmic, when you are pious, then you wield that power that nobody can defeat you. When you are ashamed, when you are embarrassed, when you have lost all your aura, then you can't do anything. And that's the exact kind of inertia that had stuck every single Pandav at that time. But it was Draupadi, the one who was born out of fire. So she tried her level best to ensure that she is not disrobed by younger brother of Duryodhana. But there was a time that she could not hold it anymore, and just one circle of her sari was left, and after that she would be disrobed completely. And then she surrendered to Bhagwan Krishna. Here Bhagwan Krishna was waiting. He was running here and there, and Rukmani is asking, Swami, why are you running here and there? You just go to the door and then you come back. I have never seen you so restless ever. It seems like you want to help somebody. So why don't you go and help somebody? You have always helped somebody. This is not something which is difficult for you at all. You are God. Bhagwan Krishna said, I want to help Draupadi. I am just going there towards the door. But she is calling everybody. She is not calling me. At least she surrenders, so I go. She has to call me. And then Draupadi said, Oh Krishna, oh my brother, oh my God, oh my Lord, I am surrendering myself to you. Now you save me. In a moment, Krishna appeared, and Draupadi's sari could not be disrobed. Dushasan, the younger brother of Duryodhana, got unconscious by pulling the sari, but it was not ending at all. Draupadi's another name is Krishna. That is why. The sister of Krishna is Krishna. During the Shishupal Vadh, when Bhagwan Krishna retracted his Sudarshan Chakra, his finger got a bit of scratch and it started bleeding. Draupadi at that time immediately tore apart a portion of her dupatta and wrapped it around the finger of Bhagwan Krishna. Bhagwan Krishna said that in due time I am going to pay you back for what you have done for me. This was the payback. And during the entire period of exile, Bhagwan Krishna was with them as and when she wanted. This is the devotion of Draupadi. She never said that I am sad. She was sad because of the embarrassment that she bore. And later, when nobody could disrobe her, but it was a scene in the courtroom, Dhritarashtra realized his mistake and he asked Draupadi to ask for something. Draupadi said, if you want to give me something, free my husbands from slavery of Duryodhana. Dhritarashtra said, ask me more. She said, all right, you give their weapons also back to them. Dhritarashtra said, ask me more. And Draupadi said, I can't ask you anything more. As a Kshatrani, I have right only to ask for 2 boons. Otherwise, I'll be called greedy. And that is exactly what I wanted. Nothing for herself. But Dhritarashtra returned their kingdom back to them, which was something that Duryodhana did not want. So they played the game of dice again. And anyway, Yudhishthir would not accept a kingdom that was just given to him. Kings should earn their kingdom. Kingdoms are not given. So they knew what was coming. But the bet was that the one who is going to lose, that party will go and stay in forest for 12 years, followed by 1 more year of hidden exile. And if they are caught, then they have to repeat the 12 plus 1 years. They lost and they went, and Draupadi went with them. Draupadi did not leave the side of her husband's ever. Draupadi ensured that she doesn't become the reason for the mass killing of lakhs and lakhs of people. While she wanted the Mahabharata war to happen, and that is our Sanskriti. If somebody touches our women, we don't do candle marches. We take up arms. But Bhagwan Krishna told Draupadi that, Draupadi, your embarrassment can never be equivalent to the death of lakhs and lakhs of people if this war can be stopped. And Draupadi agreed to that. Only a woman who has the highest potential, the highest perseverance, and the ability to endure could have done it. Draupadi was also the one who did the penance and got an Akshay Patra from God. And what was Akshay Patra? It was a utensil from which she could feed anybody and it will never be empty. But the moment she will eat it, then the Akshay Patra will become empty for that day. So Draupadi always fed her husbands first and then she would eat in the end. And one day, Rishi Durvasa, along with 10,000 of his disciples, came to Yudhishthir and told him that we are taking a bath in the nearby river, prepare food for us. And Yudhishthir was the kind of person who would never refuse a Brahman or a Brahman party the food. He just came to Draupadi and said, Draupadi, this is the situation. Draupadi said, don't worry, I'll deal with it. And then Draupadi opened the Akshay Patra. There was nothing, just one little grain of rice that was there. One. Not even complete. The satitva of Draupadi, the devotion of Draupadi, culminated into her bhakti, and she immediately recalled Bhagwan Krishna and he appeared. And she said, Durvasa Muni is here with 10,000 of his disciples. This is the only thing that is left in my utensil. You eat half of it, and with the rest of half, you feed the entire world. If we want to talk about bhakti, devotion, that is where Draupadi comes into picture. The kind of trust she had on her husbands, on Bhagwan Krishna. She knew that my job will be done. The moment Bhagwan Krishna ate that one little chawal, he said, "Oh, I'm full." And all the disciples of Durvasa Rishi, along with Durvasa Rishi himself, felt that they were full till here and not even a drop of water can go inside. So they quickly ran away, thinking that what if somebody comes and asks them to come over for food? When we want to teach our kids the highest ideals of humanity, we should teach them the ideals that Draupadi lived by and espoused. Especially if we get a girl child. We don't want somebody who is meek. We want a girl child who is strong, whose will is unshaken, whose devotion is unquestionable, whose power, whose decision making is beyond a doubt, and the one who can ensure that whoever she marries, whoever set of people she leads, whatever two families she connects, whichever office she works in, whatever responsibility she takes on, she is never wavered. She can call a spade a spade. It's time that we bear Draupadis from our divine wombs. A strong-willed woman, a knowledgeable woman, will give rise to a humanity which is strong-willed. A weak, frail, fragile, morally compromised woman would bring the similar kind of society because she is the progenitor. In today's world, we need even higher abilities in women than we could ever need in men. There are limitations to a man's abilities, but not to the abilities of a Devi. Let's close our eyes. सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. नारायणी नमोस्तुते. Let the power and ideals of Draupadi be part of the wonderful personality of our child that is to be born. May God give us the strength to rear our kids that can be a guiding light for the world. Let's open our eyes. Now we have our last week, and in our last Katha, which will happen on Saturday at 7:30 am, we will talk about the mightiest, the sweetest, the all-powerful, the Param Guru, the Param Bhakt, Bhagwan Shri Hanuman. So, enjoy your week, stay in the company of positive people, do your assignment of writing down the qualities of every single person that we have talked about so far on a separate page, and keep it somewhere, don't look at it. And I'll tell you what to do about that in the last day of our Katha. Jai Shri Ram.